Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Psychonaut Sessions, your home for all things psycho. This is Ultraverse. Maybe I should start calling it Ultraverse Thursdays, because I always drop Ultraverse videos on Thursdays.
There you go.
But Aaron Conaway in the house, man, brother, how are you? It's been so long.
It's been a minute, and I am good because I have been looking forward for this one.
Dude, I love this book so much. I love this book. I didn't pick this up at all as a teenager. For some reason, I had no interest because I was just like, oh, it's just a strong guy book thing, whatever, and didn't really care to have like a Hulk or a Swamp Thing like rehash or something.
Right.
And so
and as obviously as the Hulk fan that I am, I snapped this up.
Really? So you did?
You?
I didn't. Oh, I didn't remember you reading it.
I did. No, the first again, it's one of those where Ultraverse as a whole kind of didn't make the cut after like the first 6 months to a year, but
yeah. Well, I just discovered this like not even a year ago, about a year ago, maybe. It was in an interview that Jerk Comic did with David Albrecht, and they talked about it, and it just sounded so intriguing that I picked it up, and I loved the first issue so much I bought all the rest of them, and I read.
Nice.
So in the past year, I've read the whole series. I love the whole series. I wish it would have gone on longer. I mean, there's
Right.
like issues that happen here and there where I'm like, wish they could have done this a little different, whatever. But I love it. It's one of my favorite Ultraverse books, and I was just excited to dive right back into it, even though I just read it. Yeah, 100%. Love that this cover, even though it's just the face, it's still cool. Love the lettering. We've got our Ultraverse bracket here. I mean, what
it's
can
all
we
full
say?
of win. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all full of win, except like the rune thing. It's just like, gosh, okay, enough rune.
Yeah, but this is finally kicked off Rune, so
Yeah.
this was like
Yeah.
quit teasing, just start it.
Yeah,
And so
get it going.
Yeah. End result being whatever however you take it.
Okay.
Is what it is.
It's going to be really hard for me to not just praise this all the way through. So we've got Steve Gerber as the writer. Steve Gerber, Steve Gerber wrote Batman, and
That alone is enough to make
very
you wanna read it.
well respected writer in the industry. Aaron Lopresti, who after this book, Aaron Lopresti is becoming like literally he's one of my favorite pencilers. Our books that we have in our superhero universe, if I could hire anybody to draw them other than me, it would be Aaron Lopresti. Like,
nice.
love his stuff. It's clear, it's clean, it's still got its own personality. All right, so anyway, Lower Manhattan, very low, the level at which society's substratum meets the Earth's crust. From here, there's nowhere left to fall. That's like our beginning. So we've got like an entrance of Sludge walking in the sewer, and then we've got Rush Limbaugh Jr. talking.
Yeah,
on radio.
essentially Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. And for those youngins that don't know who Rush Limbaugh is basically like almost like an Alex Jones kind of character, but just a very conservative talk show host from back in the day.
Like to say inflaming statements to stir the pot.
Making statements like
inflammatory, not inflaming.
Inflammatory, yeah. Statements like unprotected minority called white males kind of shit, Yeah. But he's basically talking trash on the city, talking trash on the mayor and the leadership of the city, because there was a cop that apparently went missing, and nobody's done anything about it, and but yet the city will do things like take care of some the grieving mother of some drug pusher that was shot by a cop in a bus kind of thing, and everybody's listening to him all over the place. They're all like, yeah. So that it's just a good setup of like what's going on in this city. And we got some like criminals, like I think they're called, I can't remember what they're called, but they're basically like what is it, the like Chinese gang that's like the mafia but more street level. So they're around and they're kind of listening to that, and we get Sludge kind of hearing the car driving around and causing some trouble. So these dudes are just going and shooting people up and killing them. They're evil.
Well, supposedly trying to take out Julio, but
right,
they cannot aim for shit.
Nope. And just taking everyone else out. This is pretty brutal.
No, it's wickedly brutal. The
yeah.
baby's dead. The lady got shot in the head. Like, yeah.
We're again. This isn't a superhero comic, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, this one definitely isn't. This one, Prime kind of buries the lead on the horror. This one, the horror is front and center.
Yeah. And so they take off thinking like, ha ha ha. But Sludge comes popping through the sewer, and he's, talking to himself in this really cool Sludge font. And he's in the way of the vehicle. And of course, boom, we get our splash page. So, the letterer, what was his name again? Here, Patrick Owsley. Owsley. He does a pretty good job. Still not like the level of like Eldred, who works really well into the art. But still good lettering.
It's it's very competent lettering. He just it's not as playful as Eldred.
I didn't realize you and I would be talking about lettering as much as we do.
I am shocked, but what are you going to do?
It's standing out. So it's kind of cool. You can kind of see something weird's happening here when he wrecks the front of the vehicle. So they get out and start wanting to tear him up with their guns, start shooting. Really cool scene. Really like it. And they come up with a sword, even a katana blade, I guess, and tear him up, and he falls down into a heap. And so they think that they've got him, and he starts rising up again. This is like really cool.
Yeah,
really like this. What I really love is the blue color of Sludge mixed with this kind of like pink lighting that they keep doing throughout the whole series. Or at least the whole this issue. I don't know. It's just really cool. I really like that blue and pink working together a lot. And he's saying stuff in his head, and you get the sense and feeling that he's saying his head hurts. He's in pain constantly, and he's not saying things correctly.
Yeah,
he's like saying the wrong words all the time and having to like recorrect himself. So he rises up and starts trying to attack him and grabs the dude with the blades by the hands. And then when he drops him, his freaking hands have melded together.
Yeah, more body horror.
Yeah,
courtesy of Ultraverse. And I mean, you can the Man Thing influence, particularly in this first issue, is pretty strong. Like Gerber stuck to his roots, man. Like he the whole. It's not identical. The fear doesn't cause burning, but like, being able to mangle somebody by a touch is very dope. Particularly the next page.
Yeah, absolutely. Where he just decides to take the dude's head.
Yeah, and suffocates him on flesh.
Oh, gosh. And this is where his words get all painful way to die. I hope.
Yeah.
Damn head. He keeps saying that. He keeps having to recorrect himself. So this is pretty cool. Knocks the dude in the head with the gun. It's a pretty cool drawing.
Right.
This guy's like, I'm getting out of here. And he's like, I never run from nothing. So he just grabs him.
And there's no way that those top on the right page, the top two panels aren't a riff on Bane breaking Batman's back, because that came out
Yeah.
in July of '93, and this
Yeah.
dropped in what, October?
Yeah, October.
Yeah. So there's no
Yeah.
way he's not riffing.
Oh, I think he totally
on
is.
that.
I think
I mean-
that's a total like riff and reference on that. And
which I'm here for. That's cool. I'm fine with it. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my god, it's almost identical to my memory of that Batman comic.
So he again kind of levels them, and then here, this was like crazy. I was like, what happened here? So he steps on the dude's head and just crushes it, and my heart breads, blots, bleats, like he just can't get the words right, and then takes off with the money.
Yep.
And then we get the little bit of the backstory while he's walking.
We get to see what really happened. So, yeah.
And so he was a cop that worked for John Marcello, who's kind of like your Falcone, I guess.
Right. Or at the very least, if not worked for, turned a blind eye.
Yep. Yeah. Like kind of paid to ignore things.
Right.
Maybe run an errand or two or whatever. But the problem is that this dude wants our cop buddy, Hoag, Detective Hoag, Hoag, I can't remember his first name, Frank Hoag, to actually kill someone, and not only
another cop.
Kill another cop. And he's like, no, I'm drawing the line. Like, I'm not even gonna kill, but like, if I even know that you're gonna kill a cop, like, you can't even tell me that. I'm going to go turn you in. And they're like, okay, I guess we'll just part ways. And Frank thinks that they're just gonna like, all right, cut his pay and then cut him loose. And they're, of course,
which is incredibly naive on Frank's part.
Yeah, he must be like, a drinker and not thinking much and stuff like that. But they start blowing them away stupidly right in front of the elevator when it opens, because he's able to just slip right in and close the doors. But he goes to another part of a building, and I forget, this is like a building that has like chemicals and stuff.
That's what I don't get. Like, it's, and maybe it'll get into that.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really understand how this, unless he's like a kingpin situation where he's got his fingers in a lot of different pies, so there would be a reason that this stuff would be in the building.
That's true, and also, they will get into it later, but there's a grenade that's thrown, and he gets knocked into this like chemical, and it's like melting his skin, it's messing with them, and it's, again, really cool body horror kind of shit, and they just blow him away even more.
Yeah.
Riddle him with bullets. And man, I really like that. I like that page a lot.
Yeah, no, it's solid.
And so then they dump him down a sewer, and he's conscious, and he's like, I can't even believe I'm alive. Like, he knows that he's been riddled with bullets, and something about the sewage and that sludge stuff that was on him like starts reforming his body, and it's just horrifically painful.
Well, and just the weird riff of a Man-Thing mixed with a RoboCop vibe.
Yeah.
And all the body horror. I don't remember Darkman very well, but for some reason, like,
very much. Yep.
Darkman is in the mix.
Because that's what happens to him. He gets mangled by criminals, and he's like forever kind of destroyed. He has to make like fake faces and stuff in order to like even blend in, which this guy doesn't get to have the luxury to do.
Right.
But it kind of makes him a monster. So he doesn't really know how long it's been, but he eventually comes out of the sewer and like realizes what he is, and then we get a scream. And this transition was a little wonky, I'll admit. I will give some criticism because I didn't understand that like this is where the past ends and then we're back to the present here. So because he has the money that he got from the criminals beforehand, and puts it in a suitcase, and he takes off, and the cops come and they take a look at all this, and they're just like, oh my god, these guys' faces are melted in their hands and blah blah blah. Again, just like that pink coloring with the blue. I love it.
Yeah.
And I just like, again, I like the clarity of Lopresti's drawings. And they're not like boring. They're not like Norm Brayfogle in the sense that they're amazingly dynamic, but they're just really well executed.
No, yeah, solid,
really good
solid work in this one.
And then we get the whole Rush Limbaugh thing happening again. He's in the sewer and he's got a briefcase. And yeah, I mean, he just, the radio dude is going off and he just comes up and crushes it. It's just like, nope, no more. Can't stand that loudmouth bastard. But he drops off
gives the cash to the homeless.
The cash of money to the homeless. And then takes off. Really cool drawing.
Yeah.
Amazing drawing. And that's our introduction to Sludge.
Solid first issue.
Yeah, very solid. And I tell you, I think it gets better. I think it's a really good series in the future. I'm looking forward to diving into it with you. I really am. Well,
and so maybe like you're the artist of our group here, New Vision Comics Collective. What's like, so Paul Mounts is the color design, but Violent Hues are the interior colorists. Like, what does that mean? That they did all the colors inside? I don't know the difference between color design and, because it's always been color design in all these issues we've read, but this one was the first one where I saw interior colorists.
I don't really know. Maybe just different, like different editions. Like they added extra. I have no idea, actually.
Well, it's work. I mean, particularly for you working, because you kept commenting that you like the blue pink hue mixes. So
but I think Violent Hue, but that may be one of those pseudonyms of a collective of people. And maybe maybe that's what it was. Is the they came in because if you look too, even just we would have some of these basic colors, but every once in a while there's these highlights that you don't really get on all of the Ultraverse books. Right. This is going in October. They started in spring, right, of '93. So
I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, Prime has had 6 issues at this point, so yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so they're like starting to like really refine their coloring processes and stuff.
And then, did they actually kill Julio in that show? Is there anybody that looks like the person in that last page? No, 2 pages back.
Oh, I don't know.
In the shootout, like, I don't know who Julio was supposed to be, but
no, I don't think so either. I don't. Or maybe it was the guy with the cigarette there.
Yeah. So he's the one that they didn't shoot.
Of course.
Besides the mom with the baby.
I don't even know that that's even relevant. I think that was just a setup.
I know, but it's one of those things where it's like, man, you suck. And I mean, I get that, in the 90s, every major city was Boyz II Men, Menace to Society. So,
Yeah. I mean, this is a bit of coloring that I didn't notice either. This like monochromatic gradation, like that's really smooth. Smooth all the way down. That really stood out to me. So that might be what Violent Hues came in to do. It's way different than just the basic flat colors with just a little bit of like other colors splotched in. This is pretty sophisticated at that time, I think.
Right.
And then I think
let's get into Rune.
This was actually, I think, the introduction, the first one of Rune.
Yeah, I think so. It was A.
Which the other one that we got into was like, I think, the second or third part. So, I mean, 3 panels and Barry Windsor Smith just already crafts himself, like he's showing how much of a master storyteller he is. Just the way that he draws is so fucking beautiful. I'll
grant you, like, that's beautiful imagery.
Yeah.
I do not at all, having read 2 parts of this right now and understanding that we read it out of order, so that may be a big contributor to what I'm about to say, but I don't like how they introduced Rune this way at all.
Yeah.
I didn't like I'm not following. I don't
Yeah.
understand. So
Yeah. What? No. Yeah. What is he? Why is he? What's even he supposed to be doing? I know this because I read it.
right.
And he actually, Rune ends up becoming such a huge key player and stuff in the future as well. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that they made his introduction so choppy. I mean, it was, and I think
I mean, it was innovative for the day, but
exactly.
as somebody that's trying to understand the story now, it's not working for me at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I grant you, yes, those are awesome images, but I don't know. Like in reading it, even with this being the first part, I'm like, I'm more confused now than I did when I read the third part first.
It was mostly just to say, we got Barry Windsor Smith, Barry Windsor Smith, and we got a really cool colorist that highlights his artwork.
Yeah,
because the coloring is really cool too.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, no, I give you that. I give you that. Same Nightman thing as before.
Right.
On the flip book. And then this was supposed
Mighty
to be
Magnor, though, was that one was part one. So getting to read that in the beginning was a nice little surprise for me because I love it. But Nightman, I mean, I'm looking forward to getting into some Nightman.
Yeah, Nightman wasn't too bad. The TV series, the 90s TV series that you can find on Amazon Prime is... Woo. Yes! If you ever just want a good laugh, make some popcorn and put that stuff on. Yeah, 100%. I'm all in, ready for Sludge. So whatever decisions we make for the future, we certainly got to get through Sludge. You won't be disappointed.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'm not opposed to us if we get to a place with any of the titles where, I mean, unless people watching this are like, no, we're completists, do the whole thing. I'm not opposed to dropping titles that both of us are kind of bored with or done with.
Yeah.
But anything we dig, I want to, let's ride it out so there's no more.
Yeah. I mean, there are certain books that I'm pretty sure I'm not even going to get to, like Wrath or Elven. I mean, there's some that's just like, I don't know. We'll see.
Right. Well, and like I've said, I don't have, at this point, I mean, if we get there in reading and it's like, well, shit, I need to know what happens next.
True.
I'll change my mind. But right now, I don't have any interest after the Marvel acquisition. Like, once that happens, I'm good.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Cool. Well, thanks for joining me for this, man. This was a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to more Sludge.
Yep, no, me too.
Cool.
Let's do it.
All right, everyone. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Please go buy Aaron's comics and books, buy my comics and books. Support us. We'll support you. We love you all. Take it easy out there. Keep it psycho.